I'm going to show you how to make onion rings. You're going to need either 2 medium yellow onions or 1 large yellow onion. You're going to need a half a tablespoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of black powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and here the onions that I've used, I'm going to show you how I cut them. They're about 1 inch thick. Also, you're going to need Panko breadcrumbs. And Panko, the crumbs are Japanese breadcrumbs, and they're not as thin as your traditional breadcrumbs. So here I'm going to show you how I cut my onion. Now after you slice them, you're just going to separate them. And then the parts of the onion you don't use, you can just store them in a container, and you can use it for another dish that you're cooking. And now that you got your onions separated, we're going to work on breading the onions to cook them for onion rings. Here you're going to add the baking powder, black pepper, and salt. Whisk that together. Now what we're going to do is add about 3/4 cup of water. And the reason why I do this is just to make sure I don't get the batter too thin. So I just slowly incorporate the rest of the water. So I got that mixed. And now I'm going to add about a tablespoon more of water. And you want it to be like a thick pancake batter. And now that you got the batter mixed together, we're going to dip the onion into the batter. And then you're going to coat it or roll it into the panko breadcrumbs. When coating your onion rings with the breadcrumbs, you can use a spoon or a fork and just kind of lightly scoop it over the onion ring. And as you see, it's coated. And you're going to place it into a cookie sheet and let it sit in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. And here I've heated some oil on medium heat, and it's at about 325 degrees. You're going to put the onion rings into the oil, and you're going to let that cook until it's golden brown. And then you're going to flip it, let it brown on the other side. And this takes about 3 to 4 minutes total. It doesn't take a very long period of time to cook these onion rings. And now, as you can see, the onion rings are now brown. And what I'm going to do is just take them out of the oil and put them onto a draining rack that I have on top of a cookie sheet, just to let all the excess oil drain off the onion rings. And you're just going to repeat this process with the remaining onion rings. I hope you guys try this recipe and enjoy it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Please also do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.